Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to. It's Monday. We've got your... It's like the biggest Smackdown of the year, basically. And here we're coming at you on a Monday. All those Fridays of, like, Smackdowns that, like, didn't mean a damn. You know, and now it's on Monday, so we're doing...
Well, then next week, or sorry, this Friday, sorry. I finished watching SmackDown today, so my mind next week. We got Drew versus Randy, which seemingly was going to be the WrestlePalooza match for a moment. Maybe it's not. Maybe it still will be. I don't know. And then Jade versus Tiffany on SmackDown next week.
Yeah. Wow. That is a big, that is
a huge match. It's next week as well.
That's this week, this Friday.
Sorry. Yeah, Friday. Gosh, did it again.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll talk about all that stuff. And of course, obviously, we're going to give you our reaction to the big return of AJ Lee. Everybody's talking about this one, but of course, you know, given now that it's been a couple days, we've got the backstage details about AJ Lee's return. And there's another AJ in WWE, AJ Styles. We're going to talk about the latest report on his future in the company and kind of an interesting side hustle that he was looking to maybe turn into like his full-time gig. We'll talk about all that, our Smackdown review. And Larson, I'm such a damn good friend. I watched Collision, so you don't have to. Come on, let's hear it. Let's hear the praise. Come on.
I mean, I didn't ask you to.
What? I know you don't ask me to, but we have to keep up on this stuff, so I thought I would carry the heavy lifting here.
No, I thought it was agreement. We don't have to watch Collision. Now you're shifting the goalposts. Now what you're saying is you're going to watch Collision so you can get one up on me. That's what you're saying.
Oh man, I'm here to help you. Give me praise. I'm here to help you. Give me praise.
I'll say thank you for this weekend alone because I was out of town.
Subsequent
weekends. No thanks.
I might watch Collision next week. I might not. This is not going to be. But here's the thing.
Here's the thing. If you do, you're gonna be like, "Oh, thank me again. I did it because you didn't have to." But I'm like, "All right, what is it? What's the agreement? Are we gonna cover Collision or no? Is this a situation where you can put me on the spot so I look like I'm indebted to you for doing something that we didn't agree to do?"
I mean, you know, you do what you want to do. You do what you want to. If you want to watch Collision, if you want to prove that you're best wrestling fan.
Why not? I mean,
I don't know.
If that's the case, like watch everything.
I don't know. I don't watch everything.
Do you watch Impact TNA?
Do you watch Impact? No, not since like 2021. Heck no, man. No. But this week alone, I watched Collision. Maybe next week I will too. I don't know. I'll be honest. I speed ran it.
You just want to watch it because of the clone.
Dude, honestly, like Clone 2025, this is the storyline of the year. I'm kind of bummed out that like we're not every thumbnail isn't, you know, how about this for count out this week? 10 wrestlers that should also be cloned.
I mean, it'd be hard to limit it just 10.
That'd be sick. Who'd be your number one? Who do you want to see clone number one?
Did I answer that? Oh, Braun Breaker.
Oh, wow, the Braun Breaker clone.
But then you clone the previous clone to make the next clone.
You just want to be multiplicity. Anyways, let's talk about AJ Lee's WWE return. Surprising they didn't try to clone her, given how popular her return has been. We're going to talk about the actual SmackDown that it happened on. But return, which was heavily rumored on wrestling internets and WWE TV over the last couple of weeks, finally came to fruition. Fightful Select, the always reliable Fightful Select, has some details on how long she may be around. Fightful was told that AJ's return isn't necessarily for just a one-off, that mixed tag match at WrestlePalooza, and WWE hopes they do more with her after WrestlePalooza on the 20th. And PW Insider reported that AJ Lee would be appearing on tonight's Raw. Also, Adam Pearce mentioned that as well on the whole Instagram deal. AJ Lee took to Twitter to comment on her return, saying this: "You've had my back for a decade. This run is for you, my wonderful weirdos."
The WWE posted a video of her with Triple H signing her WWE contract. No word on length of said deal, how many dates are within said deal, whether as you know, Fightful mentioned here, this is strictly for WrestlePalooza, the one-off, or she's going to be back. Although, based on her tweet here, this run is for you. using the word run as opposed to this match is for you kind of makes me feel like it's more than just for WrestlePalooza. Could be wrong. Run could be interpreted as between September 6th and September 20th, those 2-ish weeks. Sorry, September 5th. That's when Smackdown was. So I don't know. It'd be cool. It'd be cool if she stuck around for longer. She's great. The crowd reaction to her return was awesome. You could tell Phil was getting emotional a little bit out there. You know, they shared a nice embrace in the ring.
Yeah, it looked like he was like almost going for a kiss, and then she like whoop hat, like went away from it.
Well, then they cut at least.
Little awkward.
I was watching. They cut away from that.
Well, they cut away, but then when they came back,
yeah,
it looked like we actually did get to see like the little what, you know, you got to be like me. I'm an observer of humanity, Larson. When I see just the smallest interaction, I'm like, oh, a little bit, you know, little anticipation. She went, nuh-uh, I don't think so, Phil. Got to wait till we're backstage. Speaking of backstage, according to Fightful Select, this was referred to as a curtain sellout.
Yeah,
you know what that term is? It's when everybody backstage, they all gather around and they all want to watch for themselves.
They want to see. They want to see.
They're like, oh, look at that. He went for a smooch and she denied him.
Well, I think the excitement was her return.
Do you think if it was Richard
Not
Dawson, it would have been a successful kiss? It was Richard Dawson.
No.
I think it would have been. That dude had like a, you know, perfect record when it came to the whoop-has.
No. There wasn't a perfect record. There were some people who declined.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I remember every time he went in for a smooch. I think beforehand they would have to declare no.
Yeah. They would decline then. Yeah.
But on air, once it made it to air, nobody was like, nobody did that.
I don't know.
At least
Fightful also mentioned that you know, there was I think that they said a number of wrestlers in the women's locker room, women's division, were excited, especially those who grew up watching AJ.
Yeah,
excited to have her back, and some of the veterans were somewhat surprised. Yeah, because Punk had always kind of dismissed the idea that she would be coming back.
Well, yeah, let's talk about that in a second. One of the funnier responses was Naomi, who seemed to be really excited about AJ Lee coming back on Twitter, saying, "Big Jim, he's out on the couch. He's sleeping out because like he's responsible for that situation that she's in right now, you know, and she can't be there for that. So Big Jim's in the doghouse, if you will. Is that the phrase? Doghouse?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm in the doghouse. Yeah, not the outhouse. That's different.
Yeah,
yeah.
Doghouse is that's the term.
You know, we've been critical lately of Triple H's booking, which, you know, we'll give you the big pops like we got with AJ Lee, but let's see what the follow through's like.
Yes.
That being said, it does seem, and I know there's some. Maybe some irony given that, you know, Brock Lesnar is back. But it does seem like he has, at the very least in certain situations, I'm not going to say this across the board, but in certain situations, he's cultivated a backstage environment where maybe people are more like they're less hesitant to come back. You know, with Vince backstage years past, you know, people might be put off by that, understanding the kind of person that Vince McMahon is. You see AJ Lee, who left for a variety of reasons, able to come back, and now we get to see, a lot of dream matchups that weren't available for her back then, that had she stuck around for a couple more years, might have been available to her and to the fans to see. Now it seems like there might be an atmosphere backstage more conducive to her coming back. Certainly with CM Punk, in terms of from a creative standpoint, more conducive to him being a happy guy backstage and willing to buy in to what they have for him. And even if, you know, you and I aren't wowed by what they've had for him lately, certainly he seems more interested in sticking around and seeming, you know, that he's happier. Certainly, as you said, very emotional from CM Punk. Watching his wife get to come back to like a huge pop, and my God, forget Finn Balor's abs. The abs on AJ Lee are just popping. You know, she looks like $1 million, hasn't lost a step. So it's great. It's good to see, you know, even somebody like Nikki Bella can come back and have a run where, hey, you know what? Now the focus is a bit more on the in-ring stuff, and let's see what that's going to look like. So so yeah, I think it's a really good situation for AJ Lee, and everybody seems really excited by this. Now let's see. Once we get past WrestlePalooza, are the stories going to be there? Are we going to get some interesting stuff? And even if it's basic pro wrestling 101 type storytelling, is it going to keep people engaged? Is she going to remain engaged? Is this something that she's going to be interested in doing for the long term? A lot of questions that have yet to be answered. But the first that you got to think this first week coming back, nothing but positivity.
Yeah, you'd think so.
So that's good business right there. There's another AJ in the WWE, AJ Styles, of course.
Oh yeah, Alan Jones,
Uncle Alan, and there was some reporting from John Alba about his current status with the company. This comes to you from Fan Nation on Sports Illustrated. It says this: it was reported this past weekend that AJ Styles, who signed a 1-year extension with WWE following a foot injury, would be with the company at least into February of next year. But that's not to say he hasn't thought about his post-WWE plans. Multiple sources indicated to The Takedown, that's what it is, The Takedown on Sports Illustrated, that prior to re-signing with WWE on his most recent extension, Styles did indeed put feelers out about potential options outside of the company. Specifically, it was noted he was generating major interest on the convention circuit from promoters, and it was mentioned that the interest was mutual and at least exploratory. It is unclear as to whether or not Styles was looking into wrestling for other promotions, though, of course, he did show up at TNA Slammiversary as part of WWE's working relationship with its partner TNA. The convention circuit these days, man, it's no joke. You can make a lot of money. I remember hearing about, and granted, I don't know, this is apples and oranges, but I don't really know if it's closer to apples given the popularity of AJ Styles. But I remember hearing that, dude, who's the guy who plays Daryl Dixon on Walking Dead? The actor's name. Norman Reedus.
Yes.
Like literal hefty garbage bags filled with cash coming in and out of leaving these conventions because the appearance fees are so exorbitant and the demand is so high for certain celebrities. Now, I don't know if AJ Styles would be on par with that, but in terms of the world of wrestling, he would certainly be kind of a Norman Reedus level guy in terms of the popularity, I would think.
You know, I guess based on the reaction you got in Paris, if he strictly did the convention circuit in France, he'd be living good.
He's living pretty good over there, huh? So yeah, that's really interesting to know that the convention circuit is potentially one. And you got to wonder if, I don't know what his deal with WWE looks like in terms of doing conventions beyond
I don't think, generally speaking, outside of a Legends deal, they're allowed to.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because WWE has their own meet and greets. You know,
they've got their own meet and greets. Yeah, they do this. I think probably stuff with Fan Expo, with Fanatics. You know, there's all sorts of stuff that they do. So you got to think, and on top of that, it probably would a lot of the convention circuit would probably conflict with the WWE schedule as well.
Yep.
So you got to wonder if there were initial talks and it got to the exploratory stage, whatever that means, in terms of maybe there was some sort of breakdown, like, hey, this is what you can expect. These would be the guarantees. These would be the dates. This is what the situation would be like, and this is potentially what your floor of revenue would be. An interesting post WWE career that doesn't involve always breaking your ass in the wrestling ring might be a really good situation for wrestlers past a certain point in their life.
Yeah, it totally would. Especially if as a wrestler you developed a solid enough brand that to a certain degree you can name your price when doing the convention circuit. Yeah, if AJ's considering winding down his in-ring career, which seemingly is the indication, I think he said as much. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was today or over the weekend, he posted a thing on Instagram, had Hourglass with his logo in it.
Right, yeah.
It said, this caption was, "Time's not up yet," or something to that effect, which, doesn't necessarily say, oh, he's retiring sometime soon. But if he's having the conversations regarding what to do in the next phase of his career, at this point, doing the convention circuit seems like a pretty wise move.
Given that his contract would be up, if this is true, after February, so around Rumble season, prior to WrestleMania season, you have to wonder if WWE would look at, and I know, again, AJ Styles in terms of like overall mainstream name value might not be a John Cena, but certainly within wrestling, AJ Styles is as well-known a name as anybody.
Mm-hmm.
If they would look at the John Cena final year, the retirement tour, and, maybe creatively speaking, it's been spotty, but the overall marketing and business philosophy of it, and say, hey, this is a pretty decent template that we can tell like a guaranteed year-long story, or at least a story that could last until the end of 2026, and pitch that to AJ. This is the last contract. Then we'll sign you to a fat, good Legends contract if that's what you want. Maybe let you do the convention circuit as well. Something, where everybody gets to benefit from, post WWE wrestler life. But you have a thing where every date means something. Every date could be marketed as the last time this market will get AJ Styles. Every date, every market will get its own AJ Styles merchandise, for the last time. The John Cena way of doing it for certain names is really, I think, could be seen as a blueprint, across the board for names that have reached a certain level of stature within the wrestling community. It'll be interesting to see if maybe AJ Styles' name is going to be the next one that they try to do something all-encompassing like that.
And maybe they'd be more inclined to do so, more motivated to do so, if not only is AJ considering leaving the company to do the convention stuff, but also wrestling even just part-time for somebody else. If he wants to supplement his convention income with, probably pretty decent wrestling contract, wrestling 10 matches a year for, let's just say, AEW.
Even 5, man. I mean, dude, you say 10, but even like a small handful, if he does their, whatever they would consider their big 5, that's I would guess if there was any inclination for AJ to go to AEW, I'm guessing that would probably be far more aggressive in their negotiations to bring him back. Yeah, just make it clear. Hey, listen, we're gonna let you not have to worry about taking another bump. We're gonna make it worth your time to do that, and we've got all this money, dude. I was looking at this is something that either me or the two of us are gonna need to do a video about at some point. But I was looking at tickets for Raw here in Sacramento.
Mm-hmm.
Third row hard cam, 2 tickets. Guess how much?
Third row, you say?
Yeah.
They're probably $2,000 each?
$2,600 each.
Mm-hmm.
That's obscene
nuts.
For a Raw.
We sat fourth row at a pay-per-view in 2016. I think those were a couple hundred.
Yeah.
I think.
2,600 each, and I forget if that's including fees. I forget if they include fees in the initial thing or not. But 2,600, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see if that market ever changes. In any event, and then of course right underneath the price, like literally 2 little lines underneath the price, there's like 5 options to do installments. 5.
It's
like apply for a credit card just for this 3-hour show, 2.5-hour show that you're going to go to. Apply for a whole new credit card just for that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
It is crazy. Anyways, that's going to be an interesting situation to see if where that goes. Anyways, Larson, we've got a couple sponsors for the show today, so maybe we'll talk about them right now.
Yep, let's get after it. This episode of Going In Raw is sponsored by BetterHelp. Steve, we can turn to some unexpected places for advice. Whether it's your local barkeeper, barista, or hairdresser, we've all probably turned to people in our community to talk about what's on our minds.
Yeah, man, that's true. And as productive as those conversations can be, when you're looking for help with your relationships or anxiety or depression or other clinical issues, they may not provide the right answers. Instead, get some guidance from a credentialed therapist online with BetterHelp.
You know, about 20 years ago, I had to go to therapy to get treatment for severe anxiety, and back then, looking for the right therapist could be a frustrating and time-consuming process. But BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. All you have to do to get started is fill out a short questionnaire to identify your needs and preferences, and BetterHelp's 10-plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means they typically get it right the first time. But if you aren't happy with your initial match, you can switch therapists at any time at no extra cost.
Plus, BetterHelp is completely online. You can join a session with a therapist at the click of a button so you can fit therapy into your busy schedule. And you can pause your subscription whenever you need to.
As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Find the one with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/raw. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/raw. And this episode is sponsored by Tempo. The kids are back to school and our schedules just got a whole lot busier, Steve, which means less time for us to plan nutritious meals for ourselves and our families.
Well, Larson, instead of turning to fast food, turn to Tempo. Tempo serves up fast, feel-good, single-serving meals, which takes all the guesswork out of eating well and are crafted to cook in just 3 minutes so you can fuel yourself without sacrificing your health or your valuable free time.
Tempo also offers up to 20 meal options each week, like braised red wine beef and Sunday sauce meatballs that are made with real, nutrient-rich ingredients so it's easy to keep up with your healthy lifestyle. And as someone who needs to hit my protein goals every single day, Tempo is a great option because they offer a range of meals for different dietary preferences, including fiber-rich, carb-conscious, and protein-packed options.
And for a limited time, Tempo is offering our listeners 60% off your first box. Go to tempomeals.com/raw. That's tempomeals.com/raw for 60% off your first box. tempomeals.com/raw. Rules and restrictions may apply.
And this episode of Going in Raw is sponsored by Brooklyn Bedding. Steve, how many times have I talked to you about feeling tired, lethargic, unenergetic, and just generally short on quality sleep?
I mean, it's like half the content we produce, you talk about that stuff.
Yeah, and it's weird because as I've gotten older, the more I've learned to value and appreciate a good night's sleep. Yet, with each passing year, it seems like I get less and worse sleep. Like half the time I wake up in the morning with something hurting. Today it's my neck. I'm not sure it's a part of getting old or maybe me and my bed just aren't a good match.
Well, you know what? Maybe Brooklyn Bedding can help you out. You see, Brooklyn Bedding knows that sleep isn't one size fits all, which is why they offer mattresses for every body and every sleep style. And if you're not sure what mattress is right for you, just take Brooklyn Bedding's sleep quiz and you'll find your perfect match in under 2 minutes. We just went through that process with my kid Devin, and he's been sleeping like a log on the Aurora Lux cooling mattress that we got for him. But if he changes his mind within 120 nights, Brooklyn Bedding's comfort trial will allow him to return or swap it hassle-free.
So go to brooklynbedding.com and use our promo code RAW at checkout to get 30% off site-wide. This offer is not available anywhere else. That's brooklynbedding.com, promo code RAW for 30% off site-wide. Make sure you enter our show name at checkout so they know that we sent you. brooklynbedding.com, promo code RAW.
Want to bring this up really quick before we talk about the return of AJ Lee on Smackdown. The September Predictions Challenge is on the way. It starts. We got to get confirmation if it's going to start this weekend or not. I don't know.
Yeah,
we got to hit up Cody.
We should get in touch with
We'll email Cody. Find out if we can get a predictions form up for Worlds Collide. But then for sure, we got WrestlePalooza and All Out on the 20th September. So the Predictions Challenge is on the way. And I think let me just double check here because I wanted to put this up really quick and show the people the new shirt for the predictions for September.
Ah, yes.
Shirt 1 September. Let's see here. I'm gonna do this really quick to show, because this was a really, really, I mean, I would say sketchy situation. I think is probably a good term to use, because I was designing the thing, and then I mean, it's not very often that you hop into something, but I'm gonna show the people here. I've got what I wanted to do. So this was the shirt originally, and I think this was a beautiful shirt. It fits our style. This was great. This was the shirt here for the Predictions Champion for September. It says, "I dethroned the man who beat the man who cashed in on the man who dethroned Steve." I dethroned the man who beat the man who cashed in. Jack Showtime cashed in on Sam something or other. And yeah, so you'd be beating them, and then Jack Showtime, or that dude, beat me. So, that was the shirt. It's a great shirt.
It's a good shirt if you like fonts. There's a lot of fonts on there.
And you're in there, you beat the guy
Not by
who cashed
name.
in.
Here's the thing. I'm the current reigning predictions champion. Yet
You're the man right here. Your name. It's the man. I dethroned the man who beat the man. That's you. You the man who beat the man.
But why is your name on there when you won predictions 3 months ago?
Yeah,
2 months ago.
Backlash.
June. Yeah, it was June.
Yeah.
And yet,
Right.
the current prediction champion, me,
Yeah.
my name isn't on there.
Because you're just, you're in the list of guys, but then
As are you.
It goes back to
I'm a
me.
two-time champion. You're not.
So, for some reason, I was like, "Hey,
my case right here.
Here's the link to edit the thing." And then not only did you edit this, you locked me out of the re-editing of the edit process. And so here, I guess, I can't recreate this magic that was already there. I didn't save this locally like a fool. I'm like, it's all about the cloud these days, AI cloud, right? So this is what Larson then changed the shirt to. Big red X through everything that I had written in various fonts by hand, by the way. And then he just put his own name there.
Yeah.
For that, over mine, by the way.
Pretty clear why. I think it's pretty evident why.
I mean, I still don't quite understand your reasoning here. Because, right there, it says, "Beat the man." The man, that's you.
No,
People
it's
know
not
it's
me.
you. People
It
know
could be anybody.
it's you. Because you talk about it all the time.
No, I don't. I don't make a huge deal about winning predictions. You're the one that makes a deal about the one time you've won predictions.
No,
It always has to come back to you. I'm surprised you haven't found a way for every previous champion to inevitably lead to you.
Oh, that's a good idea. Wow. I got to think about that one. All right. That's something to think about. But in any event, the one on the right here, the one that's not quite as cool, is the one that's going to be the official prediction shirt. I will also be doing a custom jersey for this. I had one made, but then I was like, oh, I don't know. This one I just want to sell. So I actually did put this up on the Friendo shop.
The magenta and elephant.
Yeah, here's
one.
this one. So we got a new jersey, not the state. We have a new jersey. I love elephant print, and so I put elephant print on the trim of this shirt. It's a really beautiful looking shirt. It's got pink on it. It's got white on it. It's got kind of a really, really dark bluish, whatever the hell this color. I don't know what the color is. The base color is. I don't know. It's black, but it's kind of lighter black, but it's got bluish, whatever that is. In any event, looks great. I'm going to buy one of these myself.
So a gray?
I mean, it's a
a
bluish
slate?
gray, but it's not really. It's slate,
dark
maybe
slate?
slate, dark slate with a tinge of blue. I mean,
slate is a gray blue, I believe.
Well, yeah, it's darker than slate then. I don't know. I had to look up what slate is exactly. Darth slate?
No, dark.
Anyways,
Dark
friendoshop.com. You can still use the code Friendo2024. I don't know why I put a space between the Friendo and the 2024 there. That's a mistake. It's just all one word, Friendo2024. I really need to update that, to be honest with you. But, anyways. So, yeah, friendoshop.com. It's good. We have a bunch of cool shit over there. Not as cool, I'll be honest. I've been meaning to make a variation on this Alaska Salmon Watch shirt. Because I love this. This is my, this is my grandpa's shirt. I told you that.
Yeah.
I was raiding my dad's closet.
Yeah, you found a bunch of your grandfather's shirts.
and I found like a whole tub, and it smells like Florida in there. So I had to like wash it a couple times.
Yeah.
See, I mean, it smells like Florida from like the 90s, so not as bad
Yeah.
as it is today, I guess.
A little bit more cigarette smoke involved in that, huh?
Cigarette smoke inside a cafe, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Indoor cigarette smoke, yes.
Yeah, so I don't know, maybe at some point. Do you have any ideas for an Alaska Salmon Watch Friendo Club
Well, it depends,
variant?
what's being watched.
Right. Alaska Wrestling Watch. I mean, it's funny because it's like my grandpa lived in Florida, but it's from Alaska. And he's got like 5 different Alaska shirts. So he just went there.
Enjoyed his time, but evidently wouldn't remember it.
Well, he was like, hey, I need some new attire. Let's go to Alaska. Get
Or
every
maybe while in
tourist shirt
Alaska, the realization was made. I need to refresh my wardrobe.
He's like, God damn, they've got some killer designers here in Alaska in the tundra or whatever it's considered.
Well, parts of it, yeah. I'm sure some of Alaska is tundra.
Yeah, maybe he was like, he went there when it was like, 8 months of just pure darkness, and then he goes and he just
Nothing else to
it.
do but to do some shopping.
All exclusively at tourist centers.
Yeah, exactly. So it was most convenient.
Oh, man. So, AJ Lee's back. Let's talk about SmackDown, Larson.
Let's talk about SmackDown. Yeah, well, I thought overall SmackDown was pretty entertaining. Some stuff actually happened.
Yeah, we actually had stuff happen.
Which is kind of, especially of late, a bit of a rarity for SmackDown.
They did an impromptu John Cena match. That was nuts.
Yeah, the whole first 45 minutes was John Cena.
Yeah, you've noticed that like this is the second time in recent memory that they've devoted like an entire almost hour to like one thing. They did this in the pay-per-view with Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed and all that. It makes it feel big. I can appreciate that.
And so long as there's something happening, like John Cena's promo to open the show was kind of a roundabout way of saying thank you. But like CM Punk, he's good enough on the mic that even when he's not saying a whole lot, you can get into it.
Oh, dude, no, listen.
Because his delivery is so good.
There's so much history with him in Chicago. There's so much to be said about the guy's retirement that him going overboard with his promos is totally fine at this point. It's like, the crowd appreciates it. The audience appreciates it. It'd be crappy if he just came out there and was like, hey, Chicago, we got a lot of history. This is the last time you're going to see me. Good night. That would suck. You got to get a little bit more theatrical with it. So I'm cool with that. And on top of that, we had a killer match with him and Sami Zayn. Obviously, we weren't going to get like a proper, finisheroo. We got Brock Lesnar coming in and taking everybody out and setting up the WrestlePalooza match, I guess, in a more formal way.
Yeah, it's official now.
That's official. So that was cool. But, the big deal was AJ Lee at the end of the show. And this was a not very well kept secret. The crowd was going on and on about AJ Lee. And we can just sort of talk about how this was done, and then we'll talk about our reaction to it. So we see Becky showing up right after we get a little Mello and Miz bit backstage in the parking garage area. She shows up. So backstage, Becky gives Nick Aldis a hug. He says, I wasn't aware you were here. I'm dealing with a lot. I know Punk is here. No surprise you're here. I can't have any issues tonight. Becky says, all right, we're all good. So Seth's music hits. This is the main event segment. And he shows up in the crowd, which is convenient because it makes sense for him not to be down there to take on CM Punk when he has a confrontation with Becky. So he claims that everybody's going to be a witness to history because Punk dies right here, right now. And then
I think he said the legacy of Punk dies. He didn't promise the actual death of CM Punk.
Right.
Yeah.
The legend of your hero, CM Punk, dies tonight. Not murder is going to happen. No. None of that. You're right. Thank you for correcting me. He says, but to do the honors, let me introduce you to the greatest female wrestler in the history of the business, my sexy, brilliant, incredible Irish wife. Welcome to the big time, Becky Lynch. So she comes down, and she's getting a terrific reaction from Chicago. She's getting booed, and Becky just really leans into the heel stuff. I love that. Number one, she does the whole many people say thing. Sports Illustrated says, Chicago Tribune says I'm the greatest female wrestler of all time. She tells Chicago, you wouldn't know that because everything. And so she does the whole, I'm going to run down a sports team, but she runs down every sports team. She just starts naming every team. She says the Blackhawks suck.
She spared the Bears because that's Seth's favorite football team.
Yes, right. And that's a good catch there. So the Blackhawks, Cubs, White Sox, the Bulls suck. And of course you suck. And then she says CM Punk sucks as well. So that brings out CM Punk, and they kind of do the thing that they did on the last one where, he gets in there, confronts her, says, I wouldn't. He was like, he starts running down the options. I could bring out Rhea Ripley. What if I did that? And then what I can have one of my sister come out over the barricade and come in here and whoop your ass. And Becky's like, come on in. I'll whoop her ass too. Crowd's chanting AJ Lee. She tells him to shut up, and he says, no, you're going to let them chant the name AJ Lee. So anyways, she starts doing the same thing she did to Punk on Raw. Starts slapping him around, motorboats him, which is the funniest goddamn thing she does.
It is.
And then, and so Punk leaves, and similar situations. Okay, leave. You're a coward. You're a coward. He says, I would never put my hands on a lady. Thankfully, I got somebody who will. There's a beat, and then the old AJ Lee, Free of Def Rebel theme hits, and the
what
crowd
a good song her theme is.
It is. Do we know? Was that a CFO or was that a Jim Johnston?
I don't know.
Because CFO and Jim Johnston they crossed over a little bit.
Yeah, there's some overlap there.
So I'm sure somebody in the comments will let us know on that one. So AJ Lee comes out, huge pop, looks like $1 million, looks the exact same, skips to the ring, says hi to Punk, gets in there, takes down Becky. We get a Luthez press, we get some hands. She slaps her, and then Becky makes her escape. Seth makes his way down in the meantime, or he's like down there at the barricade. He's like, come over here. She just runs up the ramp. He gets over, goes and follows her. Eventually they're up at the top of the ramp, and he just picks her up over his shoulder. There's such a terrific heel couple. I do wish that they would do a little bit more different stuff with them, and maybe, given how good their chemistry is as a heel couple, we'll get some more backstage dynamic stuff between the two of them, which could be a lot of fun.
It could be.
As opposed to just sort of what they've been doing. Show opens with Vision, show ends with Vision.
Yeah.
And then AJ leaps into Punk's arms, and maybe, I guess this is off camera, they kiss.
They cut away right as they were about to.
Yeah. And then it came back pretty quickly, and they weren't, though. So I don't know what happened there. In any event, Becky and Seth pretty mad. You like this? Was this a good way for things to go down in terms of the return?
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I mean, the crowd, ate it up, anticipating it. Even like during CENA's promo that kicked off the show, he made a reference to facing Punk at Money in the Bank 2011, and you hear the crowd start to chant CM Punk, and quickly it just moved on to chanting AJ Lee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
Yeah, they kind of had that little setup there and have it pay off at the end of the show. The response she got was great. I thought it was a pretty solid way to bring her back.
I think it's really nice that it's story motivated as well. When Punk made his return, they were in Chicago, but it was just, hey, Punk's here, Mm-hmm. And so I like that this is a story motivated return. And it'll also be interesting just how much they play up the actual relationship between Punk and AJ, or if once this match is over, if AJ is going to sort of melt into the women's division, and there's not going to be a lot of interaction between the two of them. I think it sort of depends on what the crowd reaction will be to them, interacting. But, obviously I would think, and as Punk was very much like, this is your moment, I'm background right now, I would imagine they wouldn't go to that well too often unless it's like necessary, because she deserves her own spotlight, not always being with her dude.
I mean, I guess the possibility exists. Let's say, and I'm assuming this will probably happen, Punk and AJ get the win at WrestlePalooza. Well, then AJ says, well, all right, we won at WrestlePalooza, Becky, I want a shot at the Intercontinental title.
Mm-hmm. I could see that being the case, yeah. Yeah.
If she's going to be doing more after WrestlePalooza, which remains to be seen. Reference John Cena's promo to open the show. That's what we'll move on to next. So he talks about what Chicago means to him. He had made his debut in that building. Mentions Punk in Money in the Bank 2011, their match. And, he says there's an ongoing debate backstage about which crowd is the best crowd for us wrestlers. And he says there's no debate for me. It's Chicago. He goes on and on. It says face Triple Mania. Face Triple Mania. Face Triple H at WrestleMania. Talks about U.S. Open challenges. Says this place is special. And he pretty much says, I came out here with nothing prepared. I just want to say thank you. Enjoy the show. It's going to be a hell of a night. Sammy's music hits. Of course, he's the new U.S. champion. He comes to the ring, and the crowd's booing him. Because they just want Cena to have his spotlight here. So he comes to the ring and says, I'd be remiss if I didn't come out here the last night you were on SmackDown and bring this all full circle. You debuted here. Now it's your last SmackDown. I made my debut against you for the U.S. title. Now here I am, U.S. champion. He says, with your permission, I want to bring back the U.S. Open Challenge. Of course, now it's the Sami Zayn U.S. title Open Challenge. And Cena signs off on it, and he's about to leave, and Sami goes, hold up. It's your last night on SmackDown. It's the last chance I have to share the ring with you. How about I do what you did for me a decade ago, give you a shot at the U.S. Championship? Crowd's eating it up now, and Cena agrees to the match. And so that match happens, and we get a lot more shout-outs to wrestlers that Cena has faced in his past. He dropped a GTS.
We had an
angle slam,
Olympic slam, angle lock. We had an edge spear.
Michael Cole. Spear. Yeah, because he did the thing that Edge does where he kind of crouches by the ropes.
Yeah.
The crowd was chanting RKO. I'm guessing this was an audible because he sees Cena walk up to Sami and probably said, block the RKO. Because he looks for an RKO and Sami blocks it.
Yeah. Why would he, at this point in his career, why would he bother going up to Sami? He should just yelled it out. Hey, block an RKO.
I know. And so they're kicking out of each other's finishers. It was a really solid match. So then Cena hits an AA off the second rope. And then Brock comes out, F5 to Sami, a couple F5s for Cena. So they throw the match out. Brock leaves. And then we cut back after commercial. He's backstage walking through gorilla position. And he just looks at the camera and says, I'll see you at WrestlePalooza, bitch.
Yeah. His lats are crazy. I mean, he's just fucking crazy in general. But, like, the way, because they do the thing now where they cut the shirts up here. Yeah. And it's like his lats are
Oh, his traps have always been crazy, too.
It's always been crazy with him. Yeah. But the way the shirt was cut, it just sort of, it accentuates the lats. Yeah, and I was like...
The wings of the lats stick out through the cut-off sleeves, yeah.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Let me ask you this.
Sure.
Sami Zayn has brought back the United States Open Challenge. I hope it's not for one night only against John Cena. Who would you like to see answer this? And who's going to do the shocking, oh my God, he beat Sami Zayn in the Open Challenge thing?
Should be Trick Williams.
Should be Trick. I was thinking Trick or Obafemi. Yeah. It should 1,000% be a call-up, be an NXT debut. I don't want it to be, I don't know, what are some other names that are going to answer? Because there's going to be people who are answering.
LA Knight.
Jimmy
Uso.
Oh, yeah. That's no. This is his buddy.
Although both of them are on Raw now.
Well, you know who I'd be cool with? Jacob Fatu.
It's weird. Jacob is not going to answer a single one of those. He's seemingly totally cool with Sami being U.S. champ.
He's encouraging of Sami Zayn. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it was Jacob's idea to do the Open Challenge.
It could be. We should see that, back earlier or last week, previously on SmackDown. Jacob's back there. He's like, hey, Sami Zayn, thank you for paying at Waffle House the other night. We're all good now. Blood. You should do an Open Challenge. And Sami's like, hey, Jacob, how about this? For the very first Open Challenge, because I know you want this title at some point, why don't you... Nah, Blood. Nah.
Nah, good with you. I'm all gas, no brakes on the world title.
Right, exactly. For the U.S. title, all brakes, no gas.
Yeah, know what I mean?
He's like, yeah, I mean, how about this? You ask John Cena to be your first open challenge. Sammy's like, Blood, I don't know if you understand. This is not how open challenges work. I come out, I say who wants some, and then they come out. You're saying I go out there, and then he leaves, and I get him back. That's not really an open challenge.
Well, I guess it's an open challenge where you dictate who answers the challenge.
That's not. That's like literally the opposite of an open challenge.
I know.
Yeah. What would that be called? The Sami Zayn United States
Invitational, because he's inviting someone to have a match.
That's an invitational.
Yeah.
I've never really thought about. That's actually what probably an invitational is, right?
Yeah. You're invited.
Yeah, you are invited
and have to accept. We got a title match next week. Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton. So Tiffany has an interview backstage with Kathy. She's asked about the rematch. Stratton says, she says a whole lot, and I thought I loved the sound of my own voice, but she's different. She says she's going to take my title. She's the Storm, but all that ends next week. Won't need to worry about a foot on the ropes because my foot is going to be up her, you know what? Bye. So we cut backstage. Jade's watching that interview on the television monitor. Nia walks in. Says, you shouldn't be number one contender. You got lucky with an easy victory when Becky ditched me. And Jade says, when I beat that blow-up Barbie, you can come get some. So either stay out of my way or get these hands tonight. And Nia just says, we'll see.
I like that they're both like, yeah, you shouldn't be number one contender. You lost. And the other person's like, yeah, you lost too. And at no point are they like, really,
I won,
neither.
Therefore, yeah.
Neither of us should be number one contender.
I know.
We should really step aside for somebody who's winning a bunch.
Yeah.
Speaking
of someone who's not winning, Damian Priest took on Aleister Black. They had a pretty solid hype video ahead of this match. Aleister lays out Damian while he's making his entrance and just beat the hell out of him for the longest time. He's wrecking him.
Yeah.
But then eventually Priest makes a comeback. Even hits a razor's edge on the announce table. That was neat.
That was rough. Just a big thump.
And it kind of slides off the table a little bit.
Yeah.
So Priest brings Aleister back in the ring, and Aleister's like, no more.
No more.
So then Priest is looking for the south of heaven, and as he's doing that, Aleister grabs the ref. And so Priest lets go, and the ref's like, oh, what the heck? And then amidst the confusion, Aleister hits a black mass to get the win.
Smart. I'm smarter than you. I grabbed ref. That's what you get.
Said, no more.
It was a ruse. Subterfuge, Damian.
What happens to Priest after this, dude?
Mid-card, I guess.
Mired
in the mid-card further.
This is like, it's like so in the mid-card. It's like the middle of the mid-card.
The very mid of the mid-card, yes.
Are they going to do another one of these? Hey, Aleister, you cheated
probably.
to win.
Yeah, they'll use the finish to justify another match. Maybe Priest will win that one, and they'll have some stipulation blow-off probably on the episode of Smackdown.
Is there any way you would advocate for these two becoming a tag team?
No, because that can't be the end game for everybody who has a feud, man. No.
This would make no sense whatsoever, except for maybe they're both a little on the gothy side.
Imagine this. You're Aleister. You left AEW because they had you in the trios division perpetually.
Oh, God.
You sign a new deal thinking, Triple H, he really likes me. Gonna get that singles push I never got with Tony Khan.
I once read in Sports Illustrated that I would be the man to replace CM Punk.
Yes. And so he signs thinking huge things are ahead. At the very least, a long reign with the U.S. Championship.
Yeah.
A few months into his return, Triple H walks up to him. He's like, yeah, we're going to put you in a tag with Priest. What the fuck?
Hey, I've been thinking about this. I got an idea for a trios titles, baby. And I think
what the fuck? Are you ribbing me, Hunter?
Are you ribbing me, bro?
Why is this locker room always so messy?
Oh, dear.
I'm miserable.
I'm going to go sit in my room.
Oh, 24 frames a second camera.
So they did a bit where Charlotte's in in the trader's room.
What the fuck?
Charlotte's in the trader's room, and she's upset. She goes, "Oh, nothing good happens here." So Alexa comes in and says, "Dr. Lily is here." And Charlotte says, "You're supposed to be a real doctor." And Alexa says, "Don't worry, Lily's trained." So Lily, like, checks Charlotte's vitals. And Charlotte's like, "Less of this. We need revenge on the secret Hervis." And she goes, "I have a heart. It's here."
Yeah.
And Alexa says, "If you say so, but now you need to rest and relax."
Well, she's checking for the heart. She can't get the heartbeat. She's like, I have a heart. It's right
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
It's funny.
So Flair says, "Gonna say to make me feel better." And then Alexa says, "Power of friendship." And so Alexa leaves and leaves Lily. And Charlotte looks at the doll and says, "Am I really not cleared?"
Yeah. I don't know. She had a big old thing on her leg. Didn't look like it.
Yeah. Nope.
So we had a Randy and Drew video promo package thing. Again, very well, nicely filmed. Nicely filmed.
It was
whatever
kind of
that
weird,
means.
though, when they were cross-cutting between Randy saying RKO and Drew saying Drew McIntyre. Mm-hmm. So it was like R, Drew, K, McIntyre, O. Like, why is one a finisher? I know it's Randy Orton's initials, and the other's a name. Why not?
Yeah. R. Clay.
K, Moore, O.
Oh.
It's not much better.
Yeah, no, it's not. So anyways, Randy says Drew's been around long enough that he should shut his mouth. Drew says, "Oh, I tell the truth. Randy's mad. You can't pull the trigger." And then, yeah, so we're going to get that on SmackDown next week.
Yeah, so you think, unless there's like a wonk finish, that wouldn't happen at WrestlePalooza. Cody and Drew's probably going to happen at WrestlePalooza then.
I could see Cody wonking this match to motivate, like maybe. Well, shit. No, I was gonna say Cody. Like, maybe it's this. Is it this? Drew wins probably by a little cheaty, and then after the match, he like completely lays out Randy like with a bunch of claymores. That brings out Cody, sets up the WrestlePalooza deal.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe
pretty much
that's
what we thought could happen during Randy and Drew at WrestlePalooza. Just have it happen on SmackDown.
They'll just have it happen on the SmackDown instead. Yeah.
Mia Yim challenged for the U.S. title. This match was kind of surprisingly short.
It was.
Julia got
You
the
spend
win.
a whole first hour on John Cena, and you have
That's
a 2-hour show. That's going to be the case.
I guess that's true. Kiana James helped Julia, which Julia should not need any help winning matches.
Dude, this is not a good pairing here. Like, if you want, this would make more sense if it was like you turn Zelina Vega heel, and then you put Kiana James with her, and you do a bunch of like non-title stuff. Or, I mean, Chelsea already has a whole crew; she don't need nobody. But like, yeah, this doesn't make any sense for Julia.
No, it doesn't. It was a solid bout before the finish. So at one point, Mia Yim's looking for defeat. Julia blocks that, hits the Northern Lights bomb. Mia kicks out. Eventually, Kiana James gets on the apron, I think, to distract Mia Yim, and then Julia hits her with the running knee to get the win. Afterwards, Kiana attacks Mia Yim, and then Julia holds her back. They walk off. Mm-hmm. And then finally here from SmackDown, we got Nick Aldis backstage. Mello comes up to him. He wants the U.S. title match. He's like, I'm tired of waiting. But before he really get his full, point out, Miz runs up and interrupts. He says, we deserve a tag team title match. And Aldis says, I'll take it under consideration. I got to go. So Miz and Mello are arguing with each other. Mello's like, why are you always doing, stepping over me, talking for me? And Miz's like, well, I just got us a tag title shot. And Mello says, I don't want a tag title shot.
I don't want a tag title shot. Yeah, I don't blame him, man. Get that U.S. title.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude.
All right, Steve. I'm going to give you the next 6 minutes and 45 seconds. Tell me what happened on Collision.
All right. That would make an hour?
Yep.
We do have questions. Did you put up a question thread?
I did.
Good job. Because I did not. So it'll be exclusively YouTube questions today. Oh, man.
There wasn't even one on YouTube.
Yeah, no, I didn't do one on either. That's why I was
I put them on both. I did both.
Oh, you put one on Patreon?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Hey, look at you. Good job. Well done.
Now you're down to 6 minutes and 18 seconds.
So I watched Collision.
You got to this up already.
I expect this one to do 1 million this week on TNT. I think the big turnaround is going to happen this week. So it was really good. It kicked off with the Collision theme song, the Elton John classic.
You're not getting through this in 5 minutes now.
All right, let's see if I can do this in legit 5 minutes here. Kick things off. Mox defeated Daniel Garcia, by roll-up. He barely escaped Daniel Garcia. Afterwards, we had a Garcia promo. Keep on coming up short, this Daniel Garcia, and it's not enough anymore. After that, Big Bill had a backstage promo where he ran down the people of Philadelphia as having a statue based on a real person, but a fictional character. Talking about, of course, Rocky Balboa. Unlike Detroit, who has RoboCop.
Exactly.
And then, surprisingly, he calls out Eddie Kingston.
This is how they reintroduce Eddie Kingston to AEW.
Yeah. So I don't know how that's going to work out.
Interesting.
After that, we had FTR defeating the team of Adam Priest and Tommy Billington via a powerplex, with a superplex followed by Cash Wheeler doing a splash. Or splash or headbutt, one of the two.
Splash, yeah.
Yeah. After that, we actually had a pretty funny Outrunners video. It was like a little short film they did. Really nicely filmed. It was a spoof on The Predator, where they were in like the woods and they come across the boys. And then they get really excited because Dalton Castle's out there. And then one of the dudes, Turbo or Magnum, says, "Dalton Castle, you son of a bitch." And they actually do a really effective 3-man Predator handshake.
Oh, wow.
That was very smooth. I know you would have gotten a kick out of that.
Yeah.
After that, we had a Mox promo on Darby Allin. Darby.
Did he accept the match yet or no?
I think he just called him out. I'll be honest. All Mox promos are the same. He's like, "Darby, how can you do this to me, Darby? Why are you here? You got to be ready." So I don't know. I think he's going to give him his answer. We had an all-star 8-woman tag match. The Triangle of Madness and Megan Bayne versus Mina Shirakawa, Chris Statlander, Harley Cameron, and Toni Storm. Statlander gets the pin on Julia with a Wheeler Yuta-esque type pin, which I didn't know but Tony Schiavone said, "Oh, that looks like Wheeler Yuta's the way he does it." And I was like, I haven't seen a lot of his wins, so I don't really. Okay, I'm glad you told me that.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, the Triangle attack the good guys. Jamie Hayter makes the save, and then Toni Storm says, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts." All out fatal 4-way is the match. Statlander, Hayter, Tony, and Tekla. So that's going to be it all out.
It'd be a good match.
Then we got an Ace Austin video package. He has a haircut. He got a haircut from last time I saw him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's shorter hair now. And then we had a Bang Bang Gang, Identity Crisis promo, because Juice Robinson, he's just being serious now, and they're bummed out because the 2 better members of the Bang Bang Gang are gone. And so Juice said, "Get rid of these cardboard things. We don't need these things." And then they're like, the gist of what the remainder of what they said was, "We got to figure this out." But it was kind of like they were on a Zoom delay. They kept on interrupting each other. It wasn't like, how you and I, I'll say something and then you'll say something. We know each other's chemistry, how we talk.
Yeah.
This was more like one guy would talk, the other guy would sort of talk over him a little bit. They kept on. We also had a Mercedes and Riho.
Wait, was it over Zoom?
No, it was as if there was a delay in real person.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because they hadn't planned out what they were going to say, and they were just talking over each other.
Yeah.
Kyle Fletcher had a lengthy in-ring promo calling out Hangman Adam Page, but Josh Alexander is going to fight Hangman first on Dynamite this week. Then we had the clone video package again, which was the exact same thing that ran last week. So I was kind of pissed off that I tuned in for Collision. Sorry, to Collision for Clone. Same thing I saw last week.
No new Clone, yeah.
There was some commentary about Clone, though, because immediately following that, we had a parking lot conglomeration interview where Kyle O'Reilly, really excited about Clone, he says, "Well, man, we're cloning our luchadors now. Holograms in the conglomeration." Yeah, I don't know. And he was just standing there. He had nothing to say about the Clone, which was confusing to me.
Yeah, you think he want to address this situation.
Right. Roderick Strong hates Ishii. Kyle is excited about the cloning of Hologram. Ishii is going to go away for a while. Roddy says good. Kyle tries to chill them all out. Roderick Strong was upset that Kyle decided to tag with Ishii instead of him.
Oh.
And then we're in the parking lot, maybe a different part of the parking lot. Jerry Lynn is hyping up Anthony Bowens. Says you're great, but you got to figure out what you're missing. And I'm thinking to myself, TV time.
That's one thing.
Yeah, that's like the main thing.
It also might be a bit of a addition by subtraction. Lose Billy Gunn.
Yeah. He's missing being Solo.
Yeah.
And then we had Mark Briscoe versus Takeshita. We were wondering how he was going to get out of this TNT title situation. Simple, he loses to Takeshita, but
yeah, that's what I thought.
Thanks to MJF pushing him off the corner when he was going to drop the elbow, Froggy Bow, and then Takeshita takes advantage of that. But then there's a little twist at the end. MJF gets in there, beats on Briscoe, and Takeshita shoves him off because he's like, I don't want you in my business. Don Callis then tries to keep some peace. Big thing, Briscoe happens. MJF gets on the mic and he's like, I'm tired of you, Mark Briscoe. I'm tired of you. Choose the place and the stipulation. I just want to get my hands on you, which is very un-MJF like. Briscoe said, the place is going to be all out. Oh, I got so many things running my mind. I'll tell you what the stipulation is later. But you just signed your death warrant. I'm like, well, you just call it a death match then. Just do a death match.
No, ladder war.
Don't you need something hanging above the ring for ladder war?
Put the Dynamite Diamond ring up there.
You got the CML title still, doesn't he?
Oh, that's true, yeah.
I think he could have done that, but Briscoe's not in CMLL, so.
Just do a ladder match, but you just win by pinning somebody.
Ladder war, maybe it will be. Wait, you win by pinning somebody?
Yeah, you don't.
That's not a ladder match then.
I didn't call it a ladder match. I said a ladder war, Steve.
I think a ladder war is the same. You got to have something up there.
I remember because did the Young Bucks have a ladder war match with the Hardys and Roppongi Vice?
Did Steen and Generico have a ladder war was that for the title?
I don't remember.
Maybe a ladder war you don't need anything. I don't know. Maybe you're right about that.
I'm probably completely wrong.
Something to research. Am I in under time?
No, you're about 2 minutes over.
Well, shit.
Better luck.
Look, there's a question threads here. Good job.
Yeah, I did that.
Which one do you read again? YouTube or Patreon?
The Patreon one.
All right, I got the YouTube one here.
Let me refresh it real quick here.
Deontay Groves says, which family feud should be booked next? The Bloodline, Mysterios, Hardys, etc. By family feud, does he mean which two families should be on Family Feud in wrestling?
I thought that too, but I think the question is which family should feud?
I'm gonna do my version of the question.
All right, what two wrestling families do you want on Family Feud?
All right, number one's got to be Bloodline, but who? There's 5 places.
It's not gonna be Roman.
If you
Solo, no, it's Solo.
Okay,
it's Tama Tonga, Tongaloa.
Okay.
Jeff Cobb.
Oh, this is terrible.
And Hikuleu.
Oh, that's awful.
You got to be reasonable. Jey Uso isn't going to be on Family Feud.
Of course he would be. 1,000%. No, this is what you do. Solo's at the head of it. Because every time they do the thing where, okay, you get a chance to steal.
Yes, exactly.
Everybody says their piece. He does something different. Remember that one Family Feud where everybody said, meatloaf, meatloaf, meatloaf. And he said, I'm going to say fish. And it was meatloaf.
Yeah. Yes.
That's Solo.
Yes, that's why Solo has to be the first person, the leader.
He's
of the
the
team,
first person. We agree on that. But yeah, Jay and Jimmy have got it. Jay, Jimmy, Jacob.
Okay.
Although Jimmy goes by his actual name, John.
Yeah, and then Jay would be Josh.
Josh. So we got those 4, and then Roman's got to be there.
Roman ain't going to do Family Feud. Get out of here.
Roman will do Family Feud.
No, he won't.
Who's on the other side? You do the Nightmare Family?
Yeah, I was going to say Cody. Cody. Dustin. Arn. Brandy. And then Ricky
Sean
Saints.
Spears?
Actually, yeah, probably Sean Spears.
Sean Spears. Let's see here. Boy, if Dusty was still around, that'd be a hell of a Family Feud team right there.
That would be. Go Birds here says, if you guys did reviews of a retro period of wrestling, which period would you want to cover? Similar to Deadlock. do just a period. Of course, I think isn't Brian Zane doing the
Guest host era.
Celebrity guest host era? New generation. Maybe we'll reevaluate our thoughts that it wasn't the worst.
Or it'll validate our thoughts.
Or probably most likely validate.
And we'd have to double down on it.
Yeah.
New generation's not terrible. I would suggest this. Vince Russo's WCW.
Oh God.
Lot of comedy to be had from that.
Oh my Lord, a lot of frustration. This is a great question from Alex Foster. If Giant Gonzalez Sonata took you clothes shopping, what style of clothing would you get to impress him? Speedos.
Yeah.
Let's go Speedo shopping.
Is there like I actually don't know the answer to this question. Is there like a male version of lingerie? I don't know if I've ever seen that before, but I don't know if I've ever would have been like intentionally trying to expose myself to that. Like, frilly little underwear, like with your balls are hanging out or something. Is that a thing? There's got to be a thing.
Maybe, I don't know.
That's what I would do.
Right.
Ronan the Analyst. If NBA teams were factions, who would be the NWO?
I mean, part of me wants to say the Bad Boy Pistons.
I would agree with that. DX.
The LeBron James and Miami Heat.
Okay.
I don't know why.
I would say Jordan and Rodman's Bulls.
I mean, that'd make the most sense, I guess.
I would do that.
Well, even the first three-peat the Bulls did when Horace Grant was still on the team before Rodman came over.
The Four Horsemen.
80 Celtics.
Great answer. Not just a good one. Legacy. It's one good guy, and then like another guy who's going to be a massive star in the future, and then one guy who's going to end up like in some charity scandal. Is it like the LeBron Luka Lakers? Is it the
maybe.
Clippers?
Maybe. Yeah.
I think it's the Clippers. I think it's the
yeah.
Clips, man.
Found the answer.
Boy, I wonder how that's going to play out.
Oof. Time More here asks, are WWE finally using female legends the way they have been using male legends in recent times?
Yeah. It's not like, oh, you're 26. You're too old to be around. No, 38. Come back. You got great name value. There's a lot of matches for you right here.
Yep.
Old Cheese says, who would you like Kenny Omega's last opponent to be?
What a good question. I guess the two names that make the most sense would be Kota Ibushi and Okada.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Hangman Adam Page.
Or Hangman, yeah. Suggest me a sandwich here says, are you able to add which show these questions will be answered on? I always get to catch every show and sometimes not the whole show, but I love to tune in to the show these questions are answered on, but also which current big stars you see wrestling into their old age like Flair and Funk did. Usually we just read from the question thread and just read questions that either we haven't addressed during the show or of interest to us, so on and so forth. You know, the times are a lot different now that there's so many more options for wrestlers outside of wrestling, and I think wrestlers as a whole are aware of quality of life as they get older. That I think we're going to see fewer wrestlers wrestle like well into their 50s.
Do you see Randy Orton wrestling after he's wrestled his last match in WWE?
No, because I don't think he's going to wrestle anywhere other than WWE.
I think you're right about that.
I mean, like the name that, granted, he just had double knee replacement. Someone like Dustin Rhodes, who's already into his 50s, shown that he can still perform at a pretty high level, assuming he gets fully cleared after the double knee replacement and can come back and wrestle, and he feels like he can continue wrestling at a high level. I think he will until he just can't do it anymore.
Yeah. Phoenix Captain 46. Does AJ Lee's return qualify as an all-time top 5 return? Boy, if Pops are to be believed, I think there's the possibility.
I will say for sure it qualifies as one that I didn't think was going to happen.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like every indication seemed to be that she was cool never coming back.
What's the best return ever?
Just ever?
Yeah, it was the biggest return to pro wrestling ever. Edge's was huge.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really big one.
Punk's was huge coming to
Punk's
AEW.
was really big. Punk's was really big. What about the nice parade they had at Universal for Hulk Hogan? That was like a big return.
I mean, it was a huge deal for WCW.
Yeah. What about the time Road Warrior Animal showed up in WCW after Sid broke his leg? It's a huge return.
I guess so.
He was under a mask, and then he unmasked, and he's like, what am I supposed to do with this shit?
It's like, oh my gosh, his leg's like at a 45-degree angle.
He's like, because somebody should really be in here helping this
why
guy.
is it medical out here?
I'm supposed to be beating him down.
Splitting this leg so they can get him back in the
Can I
hospital.
throw what a rush?
Yeah, exactly.
Throwing up the X. Get him out of here.
Cruz here. I think it says AJ Lee signed a multi-year deal should she win the Rumble. I think the question is if AJ Lee signed a multi-year deal should she win the Rumble.
I don't know. One thing at a time.
Yeah, I think first
time.
and foremost, depending on how long she's going to be back, is coming up with interesting stories. First and foremost. Now, if an interesting story involves winning the Rumble and going on to WrestleMania and challenging for a title, sure.
A lot of talent. Of talent. And I don't know that you just start rushing everything,
Yeah.
Maybe
they
Rumble
really have it with
2027.
Punk. I mean, maybe to a certain degree. Well, it seems like they were about to rush things with Punk, but he got hurt his first Rumble back. They pivoted away from him and Gunther at Mania. Mm-hmm. And I think it's been to his benefit for him to be on the chase so long.
Yeah.
Nate Cruz, we can end on this one. What film director would you guys hire to write a major storyline, and who would it be about?
Oh yeah. No, this is easy. This is I would do. I'm like deciding. I think I'd go with more reliable. I'd go the Coen brothers doing a Bruno movie.
No. This is a storyline in the world of wrestling. Like writing a storyline.
Sorry. I paid attention to half the. Okay, Coen brothers.
Okay.
And they would write the story for I don't know. Who'd be a good. I have to come up with a wrestler now.
Yeah, who would the story be for?
Oh, Hangman Adam Page.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm going to do Yorgos Lanthimos do a story for LA Knight.
Holy shit, that's a mind blower right there. That'd be wild. That'd be good. That'd be good. Yeah, I like it. That's a good answer. Anyways, that's going to do it for the show today, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Did I even mention, dude, we talked about the September Predictions Challenge. You do that by going to the Patreon or clicking join right here at YouTube.
Yeah.
It's been like a fucking hour since I was talking about it. Anyways, that's going to do it for the show. Till next time, we'll be back tomorrow for the Raw review.
Correct.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.